What's going on, my friends? I just wanted to go live real quick. I was at the park doing my workout that I usually attempt to get in daily, even before the lockdown, actually, and in front of the mosque, the church of the Muslims of Islam. And I wanted to say something. I saw this rabbit here. Check it out. I found this rabbit here that was, I believe, attacked by a hawk or some kind of animal like rat. There's a lot of coyotes here, and there's other cats. And look at these. Look at these rabbits. I don't know if you can see them, but they go out every day and they are rabbits. They run around, they have fun. There's baby rabbits, and this is maybe their mother or their somebody in this tribe of rabbits here. And they have a danger of getting killed every single day. Maybe once a week, you can assume once a week one of these rabbits die, or once a month, let's just say. Out of what, 15 rabbits, and that's once a month. That's a large percentage, correct? Yet these rabbits are being rabbits. They're being rabbits, and they're not living in that fear of that hawk getting it. Yet they are attentive. At one rabbit sits and kind of watches. If you watch these rabbits in the wild, one rabbit kind of watches and is on guard, and there's like another one, and then they're kind of like out more, and they come in and they warn the others when there's a hawk flying around, because I saw a hawk flying around and they did exactly that. Once they ran in, the other ones ran in too, and literally they were in the fear at that moment. At that moment, they were in fear, and they went inside. Once the fear once the fear mechanism in their body went down, maybe 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, they go back out. Yet as humans, we are human animals. If you are the animal, you're always going to be in fear. And that's okay to be in fear. It's just not to stay in fear. And look at it. We're induced to stay in fear by the media and by this echo chamber and this, like, oh, look how many people are dying. It's like, look, you know what? How many people do you, like, I don't know anybody that got coronavirus. Like, I don't know anybody. I'm not saying that it's not there. Yes, be diligent, wash your hands and all that, but living in this fear is like, it's crazy, because if you are in that fear state too long, then it's gonna affect your body chemistry. It's gonna affect your vibrational state. It's gonna affect your health. It's gonna affect your immunity. The more you're in fear, the more your immune system is suppressed. And when it's suppressed, then you are susceptible to getting another flu, a regular flu or a cold or something like that. And then if you do get the coronavirus, then it'll be a lot worse than, say, you weren't at that fear state. And maybe you won't even get it if you're at that fear state. If you're not at that, if you're not at that fear state, and you're like, you kind of see it as more of a spiritual thing that is manifesting in the physical 3D world of the lower mind, the ego, and I mean, quantum physics tells us everything's an illusion, and this is just electrons and neutrons and atoms, and it's just quantum physics and magnetically charged things, and your eyes refract light, and it's projected in your pineal gland. I mean, the light goes, it directly connects to your pineal gland, the bundle of nerves, and then the pineal gland is like a projector, and it projects it out onto the different parts of your brain, and then the response is taken by the stimuli, that how you grew up and all that, and your experience, and if you and most of us have been traumatized in some subconscious, very deep level, and we are put into induced of fear. Maybe some of you weren't in fear when this first happened, and you were like, oh, that's not a big deal. And then the second week happened, then you're like, oh man, it's really affecting my lifestyle and my energy. And then the third week, you're like, nah, you're the one posting up those, videos where, you're saluting the healthcare industry workers, that are just doing what they're supposed to do. That's what they get paid for. It's like, that's what they signed up for. That's what they went to school for and got a loan for, to do that. And it's like, it's not some altruistic thing. In the beginning, it was probably like, it's a secure job, And I mean, I know a lot of people in the healthcare industry. They go there because of security. Okay, it's a secure job, it's a good job, and yeah, and then you help people. That's what they're assuming, but it's like it's then they just have to do what the corporation says they have to do, and they have to follow the guidelines. And everybody gets so emotional and tied up in this uh, fear, state. They subconsciously act in a lower vibration rate, in a gut reaction, which is fed by like a bunch of junk food, and then you react on that level. The cause, what you do is not going to be at a high vibration. It's going to be like a very it's going to be very, you're just going to follow what people tell you. You're going to look up to the government or look up to whatever they say on TV, and you're going to do exactly what they say. And it's like they're controlling your mind. But it's like when you go outside and look outside, it's like there's nothing different, except everything is closed. So you go outside and walk around, get some fresh air, get some sunlight, go to the park, get in the habit of walking around the block. If you never did that before, it's like this is a perfect opportunity to get your health back. And if you were used to going to the gym all the time, like I was, the world is your gym. You can start doing core exercises. You can start doing breathing exercises and doing that stuff. And then when the gym does open up, when you go back to the gym, you'll see that, you know what? You're going to incorporate both of it. Your body's going to morph. It's going to be so much more aesthetic and healthy and natural. So everything is positive if you look at it that way. There's silver lining in everything, and there's nothing that happens to you that your soul didn't manifest, and it's made for you to to use that time to do your own reflection and rise up on your own. And at different levels, people are at in different consciousness level, and somebody might be freaking out next to you, and and you might be really calm and cool because you understand what you're projecting, and you understand what parallel reality to kind of jump onto, and you're using it as a stepping stool. It's like, imagine there's steps, and it's like in order to take that next step to go to the top of the stairs, which in this sense it's infinite, to get to higher levels. It's like to get to the higher level of a staircase, you have to let go of the foot will not have any security underneath it, but it doesn't know, it's not aware that there's another foot on the other stair giving it a push. And that's like your lower mind isn't aware that there's something else that is anchored, and where you put your faith or your understanding and knowing in that unseen reality, the more you do that, the more the unseen reality becomes, you start seeing it, you start seeing that divine in everything, and then you start understanding how you're connected with it, and it's like you're just a vessel of the divine, and you can harness energy. Where do you get your energy from? You get it from people giving you props for your new car, or do you get it for how do you get it from your own self? You don't need people to give you props because you already have that confidence. You already have that knowing in that core within that you are a vessel of the divine. Doesn't mean you change everybody. You don't change anybody because that's what it is. They're in your mind. And it's like you can't lead a horse. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can't make it drink. And you just drink. They're thirsty enough where they're like, hey, where do you get that drink from? It's like, oh, lead them to water. And if they don't want to go, then that's not your problem. But you just become like this in a place of like people worried. You just are cool and collective, and your actions will reflect it, your state of being. And it's a lifestyle, it's like breathe. You gotta breathe the lifestyle. You gotta eat the lifestyle. Every calorie you intake, every breath you take, every step you take, every morsel of calorie you intake, you know, you're in that mindset. You're in that higher mindset, and it takes practice. And there's ways to be initiated, and it's a lot of unclutching and understanding the blueprint of reality, you know, and seeing what you see and why things are happening to you, and synchronicity, and it's just amazing. And it's not evil or forbidden, you know. It's understanding what energy is and frequency, and knowing that words are frequency and energy. Even words, your name has a meaning, you know. And religion, the word religion has a meaning. It means relegare. It means it's the vibration of binding, to bind, which is not bad. You can be bind. If you are broken, you go to the hospital to get healed, but you don't stay at the hospital, right? You don't stay there. So when you break your hand, you bind it, and then when it's recovered, you take the binding off, and then you have to work it out more, like physical therapy, right? And then once that happens, I'm gonna get going. Once that happens, that part is stronger, you know, that crack where it happened, it's stronger, you know. Okay, it's stronger than it was before. So like, okay, let me just put my seatbelt on. Okay, so this is a park in Corona. We're in Corona, California. See, I know that's not by accident, in my reality. Okay, and you go and you go back, and then you go to spirituality, and then you can get bindings from different religions. Like sometimes the binding won't work for this, and you need a different kind of binding. You need a binding of your clavicle, and then you have to go to a specialist or some shit like that, you know. And it's like that. It's like every religion, every binding has its purpose, you know. And it's like every religion is a piece of a puzzle. And I'm going to end with this. Bobby Hemmett said, the man who knows one book doesn't know any book. So the man who knows the man, Adam, the person that only knows one religion actually knows no religion. You know, that is bound in one. It's like, then the other thing is you can't stay bound. You're going to become atrophied. And if you bind your hand like this too long, you know, if I bind my hand like this too long, then guess what? It's gonna become atrophied. It's gonna be much harder to get that recovery back. Okay, or it's connection with the divine. Actually, that's what it is, with that thing within you. And then if you leave it too long, then you know what? You're gonna lose it. You're just gonna have to cut that arm off. It's gonna be useless. You know. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And okay, everybody, and take care. Be precautious and all that stuff, but don't be overly precautious. Because this reality is an illusion. Peace. Please, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, and let's comment. Okay, take care. Peace, everyone. And yeah, check me out on Instagram at Saturn's Guru also. Thank you. Peace.